We have a red pass, which we suspect belongs to one of his victims, a reflector jacket. We have a laptop that was also recovered. We have a machete that in the course of investigation, he confesses to have been using to dismember the bodies. We have 2 underwears, which we believe belongs to the victims. There are also 2 title deeds that are in his name, and some notebooks that he has records that we believe will be very important in the course of our investigation. He also had some Kenyan money with him and 5 sticks of a substance that we suspect is cannabis sativa. We have our suspect with us and the interrogation is still going on. Thank you, sir. Finally, I had forgotten the cell tapes, 4 of them. Those who witnessed those victims that were collected from the dam, there are some elements of these cell tapes which believed sometimes could have been used to tie up the dismembered parts of the body and as well to mask them mouths so that the victims do not make noise. Thank you.
Na kwa hivyo kama vile tulisema jana, uchunguzi unaendelea na maofisa wetu wako hata saa hizi bado wanaendelea. Kama vile tumesema nao, ile nyumba, the rented room, becomes again an active crime scene together with the dump site. Na sisi kama idara ya polisi tunazidi kuwauliza wananchi waendelee kuwa watulivu. Wakati huu tunaendelea na kupambana na hii maneno, tuweze kujua chanzo ni ipi. Kwa hivyo tunauliza wazidi kuwa watulivu, wasaidiane na sisi. Kwa wale ambao wanaweza kuwa na mambo yoyote, jambo yote ambao inahusika na hii, ama mtu ambao amepoteza mtu yake kwa hiyo muda ambao tumeona, anaweza tokezea hapa kwa DCI headquarters ama kituo kingine yoyote ya polisi na kupiga hiyo habari hapo. Sisi tuko tayari kuendelea na nyinyi, kusaidiana na nyinyi. We count on you, the members of the fourth estate and everybody else, to work together to support us so that we can be able kujua nini hii na chanzo yake ni nini. Asanteni sana.
Following what the DCI boss. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim from KBC. Given that the DCI boss had just clearly stated that you believe 42 bodies were dumped in that quarry, so it begs the question, how can somebody commit such a heinous act barely a kilometer away from a police office station? And then secondly, who dropped the ball? As much as we have arrested the suspects, what happens to the security contingent who might not have given the proper intelligence? Because somebody cannot just wake up one morning and drop a body close to a police station, and we have officers in this country.
Okay, thank you.
Another one here.
Okay.
My name is Walter Nyam from Ramogi TV. The question is therefore, it takes several effort for such act, and therefore does your lead have more suspect to follow? And it also took a dream to open the eye of the DCI officers. Does it really require a dream for such to be established? Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Let me put it this way, that as we have indicated yesterday and today, these are investigations that we are conducting. We are going to get to understand all the issues surrounding this matter, because the experts are on it, and they are going to continue providing us with information. And that is exactly why we are calling upon anybody, everybody, or the members of the public, anyone who could be having any kind of information that can assist us, to come forward and do that. Thank you.
Bwana Acting IG, my name is Franklin Wala from Citizen TV. I understand there's another suspect in custody. I don't know who is this second suspect in custody and what was his role in this whole incident. Another question. You mentioned that the first victim was Imelda Hamenya. Was there a missing person report filed about her disappearance? And maybe what was the progress of the investigation? Have you been able to talk to the families? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. DCI, please.
In regard to the arrest of the second suspect, after we interrogated the main suspect this morning, he told us that immediately after the commission of the offense, he would dispose of the mobile phones belonging to the victims to other unsuspecting persons at a throwaway price of 500 shillings, 1,000 shillings, so on and so forth. So this morning, it is true, we arrested one suspect whom we found in possession of one of the handsets belonging to one of the victims, whose body was identified yesterday at the city mortuary by the relatives. So we are at this moment either treating him as an accomplice or as a witness, whichever way the investigations will take us. In terms of dreaming, we are not dreamers and we don't believe in dreaming. We are guided by professionalism. Even before the said Josephine prophesied what she prophesied, we had our work plan clearly cut for us. And we were doing it methodically and very, very professionally. And that's why today we were able to apprehend this culprit, apprehend the other culprit, and be able to do these significant recoveries. So our investigation was very methodical, and we shall continue. We are likely to arrest more suspects because we believe that he was not alone in the commission of this reprehensible act, and very soon we'll be able to net them. We shall cast the net wider. Thank you. We have just gotten that information this morning. So we are digging into archives, and maybe in the course of the day, we'll be able to follow that, that allegation. Thank you. Yeah, it can, because we are talking about an upward of 40 females having been killed. So, and with the spike in homicide cases, perhaps there could be a correlation between what we have been experiencing and what we have just seen. So it's true there could be a correlation. Thank you. Otherwise, we can take the last question. Actually, that was an area of interest to us. What is it that motivated this young man to do what he did? And what he told us was that he was married to his first wife in 2022. He started for her a business. She squandered the business. He started for her another business. She squandered the business. And out of bitterness, he chopped her into pieces and dumped her at the quarry. But that is subject to further investigations. So apparently he is a person full of vengeance and hatred. And he had a special predilection for beautiful women, according to what he told us. Although beauty is subjective. What could be beautiful to you might be not beautiful to her, but he had a predilection for beautiful women, according to his testimony. Can we get a picture of him just for the sake of the wife? No, not really. You can get a good picture when we parade him before court. Otherwise, doing that will be prejudicial to our investigations. Most likely tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming, and be blessed.
Okay, thank you very much. Remember, we did indicate the reason why we did that was to allow for, free investigations with no interference at all. That's basically the reason why we did that. Number two, we also indicated that if there is an officer who is complicit in any way, will be dealt with accordingly. Thank you very much.
Unaona sasa, because haiwezi kuwa fair when you know very well that these Gen Zs and millennials are fighting for legitimate things in Kenya, alafu nisimama kwa podium unasema ungekuwa rais ungeua kama 5,000 of them when wangeingia State House. Is that guy in his senses really? Does he have children? Does he have grandchildren? How can you stand as a party person when you umekuwa elected na hao Gen Zs wengine walikupigia kura na millennials, alafu unasema you could have killed 5,000 of them? Yani is backward in that all other leaders are saying Gen Zs are right except him, anaropokwa tu in front of his home people, anaongea Somalia kidhani hatutajua.
But alisema kusema hivyo?
No, alisema hivyo. He was just trying to defend himself. The videos are there. They were very clear. Kila kitu. Hakuna mwenye alichukua video yake the same day akashikanisha.
Alisema some people did some editing waka insert some words zenye hakuongea. So I don't know wewe mwenyewe ukiulizwa, can you prove like hizo words zilikuwa zake?
Zilikuwa zake. There's no 1,000 times zilikuwa zake. Is the one who spoke those words. Hiyo ni normal defense yenye ma politicians wanakuanga nayo. Anaenda anasema some inflammatory words somewhere, then from nowhere unasikia that's not me, ni video editing. Ni editing imefanywa. I'm a professional photographer, videographer, najua kumix hizi vitu, yet it is real, ni yeye aliongea. So generally is the one who spoke those things. Haiwezi kuwa mtu akuje kumekelea kwa nini, because he is not going to be anything to us. So generally I think according to me, if I was the people of Dadaab, I could have gone there to recall huyu jamaa completely enda nyumbani akana watoto wake. Yeah, simple as that. Because honestly, the Gen Zs are fighting for good governance, not even for themselves. When we say parliament needs to listen to us, we mean it. When we say that we want no corruption in the government, that's what we need. When we say that we don't want any leader who has integrity issues to be in government, that's what we are saying. When we say stop extrajudicial killings, that's what you are saying. When you say that stop harassing anybody who is speaking against the government, like abductions and other things, hizo vitu tunamaanisha as affect my youths peke yake. Some of people have abducted my youths and some of them watakuwa abducted ni wasi wakubwa. So no, you've seen people being killed before. We had Jacob Juma and many other people. We have even someone like Msando who was killed at that time. These are things we are fighting for as a country, and we are saying that we don't want to see them again. Then mwanaume mkubwa mwenye amekuwa kwa government for since 1992 anasimama anasema that you could have killed 5,000 of us, tunapindua government. Which government is this that does not listen to the people of Kenya? Then unatuambia that's the government you want to kill for. You know, they killed most of us. Right now we have so many bodies, including the ones that have been found in Kware. Tunataka kujua kama ni sisi wenzetu walipigwa au wakauliwa wakakatakatwa kama maumbwa. You know, we want to know such kind of things. So in real sense, I think Farah Maalim should go home and completely stay. Recommend alisema asingie parliament. I second that once again 1,000 times as Kenya parliament buildings. Or else I think there's a like to visit your place. Kumsalimia kujua ni yeye alisema ama sio yeye.
Now talking of killings, we saw General Kayole resigned. What can you say about it?
I think Japhet Koome was supposed to resign immediately. Aliappointiwa in 2022. This gentleman, after ameingia docket, we had demonstrations ya Raila aliita, tukademonstrate, wala akakufa akapotea akaingia serikali akatuacha tukiumia. So after that of course hawa waluliwa. Japhet Koome alisema ni government Azimio imeenda ikachukua bodies from mortuary ikaleta ikadamp ikasema ni watu wa maandamano wameuliwa, akakataa. That was the time I knew this guy is competent, he was supposed to go home. That's the time I knew Japhet Koome should leave office. But as our president, he is very ignorant on what the people are feeling. Akamwacha akakuwa kwa ofisi hadi jana akakuja kuresign peke yake. Japhet Koome, the moment the first maandamano iliokaa, the second one, the moment tulianza kuona matia gas ikipigwa, watu wakipigwa na polisi, that was the time he was supposed to go home. But he was given time to achieve killings, you know. Paka watu wakaingia parliament, akapigwa watu marisasi, and since that time this guy has not spoken anything. In fact, Japhet Koome was the first person angetoka kwa hiyo kiti before even the cabinet secretaries. So in real sense, I want to talk about the cabinet secretary, I mean the Japhet Koome, and say that he was supposed to leave office. And after that, we want to see this guy put in jail. Because he has not even explained these bodies that were found in quarries litatoka happy. So we want to see this guy in jail because he presided over a function of killing young men who are supposed to do what? To live through their dreams. Who are supposed to ensure that at least in their lives wameachieve wamesaidia as well. They were going to the streets to ensure that they are fighting for their fellow generations as in come up so that to ensure there's proper governance in the country. Then as a police officer who is an inspector general, you stand up na unaanza kumpiga risasi. Unaorder police kwenda kuua wengine. Mavijana wa Kenya, the majority in the country, he was the person to resign the first. But anyway, president akampea time akuja kujiresignisha peke yake, but he should be now be in jail right now. Akikula marago tukizulizana ni nini hii alioda police
anguka nayo.
Hiyo tunaanguka naye. Yeah, because before we form government as Gen Z, we clean up first. We clean up and Gen Z millennials lazima tu clean up tuhakikishe kwamba those guys wenye wako na madoadoa tushawatoa completely, hawako kwa limelights. Yeah, because honestly it cannot be in a scenario where people just commit crimes and walks just like that. Lazima tupate these people coming on board and answering to the questions about this. Yeah, as simple as that. Like now we had these cabinet secretaries that were dismissed.
Yes.
These gentlemen and women that were there, they are extremely rich. One of them I saw on X kwanza. Mwingine akisema he has amassed enough wealth to feed families five I don't know for 5 years. I don't know how many families. You know, we want these guys to be scrutinized. When they got into office, how much did they have? Because these guys were all over on social media, were all over on TVs, wakikuwa done what? Wakikuwa vetted. They said they quoted their worth, sindio? Their net worth. Right now they have left office. What is their net worth? Okay? How many loans have they taken to build and buy choppers, cars and land and all over? We want to know what these guys did to get 250 million in 3 months, you know, to buy a house. We want to know what is this that this guy knew that other Kenyans did not know, that he could amass wealth of that kind. Murkomen amekuwa senator. Mbona maseneta wengine wako kama yeye? What is this unique kwa Senator Welgero Marakwet? Yeye anavaa vitu za 100,000, 900,000 just a watch. You know, this is the arrogance we are talking about. You don't care what the public is experiencing so long as you are okay. That's what we are saying. That you want right now leaders ambao wanaenda kuwa servants of the people. It cannot be a scenario where you come into office, you just pora tu wananchi, then from there ukishatoka, instead ya hata kuwa remorse ama thankful, unaanza kututapikia vitu umefanya nini? Umekula. This is what we are discouraging as a team in the country. So therefore we want these guys to be accountable, not just dismissed. We want these guys now to come on board. Okay, you guys come closer. Come here. Because Gen Z, tunawaambia Gen Z wanajua chenye jamaa na own, mali anaishi, watoka wanasoma wapi, how many wealth they have amassed since that time. We want to get these statistics. Ndio jamaa akienda pale hivyo kotini, we know that they are going to quote hapa hivi nilikuwa na hii. Na nikitoka nilikuwa na hii, and these are achieved it. As simple as that, because we want integrity in offices. Simple as that.
So let me ask you this question. Do you support what our president did, or as Gen Z you are not satisfied?
We cannot be satisfied. Honestly, at this level, we cannot be satisfied. Why? As I've said, after dismissing of all these cabinet secretaries, there should be accountability for what they earned from their leadership. So no, that's the first thing. Secondly, as we talk right now, there are people abducted ambao hawajapatikana nasikia. You know? And I heard that the LSK president akiongelea story. We have not had some of them being found yet. Sijui kama waliuliwa mako hai. That's the first thing. Those guys should come back home. These abductions zikuwa police. The president to stand openly in the public in the press conference and say we don't want anybody mwenye amekuwa abducted. Na wale wenye wali abduct wale mavijana wenye waliachiliwa, wote wakwe apprehended, wakwe answerable. Why are they going against the constitution? Secondly, as we speak right now, we have some Gen Zs who are arrested and millennials who are in court, who are in police custody right now, in the name of being protesters. We want those guys released unconditionally without any bail. But tolea wakuje nje wajeni wenzake, because there's no way we can arrest someone who's protesting peacefully. You understand? Most of them were arrested in the first maandamano, ile ya Tuesday ile, and that's what we are discouraging. We want these guys to be released. That's the first thing. The third thing I want to say is that there are those police officers who are involved in extrajudicial killing, first of all, shooting randomly, kupiga msee bunduki kwa kichwa, risasi mpaka ubonge inakaa kwa floor za parliament. It's not good. We want these guys to be apprehended. Kuna polisi alipatikana akishoot openly ma journalists. na hiyo tear gas canister. That guy is rogue. He needs to be right now apprehended. But ako free. Then the president tells us we need to be satisfied. We cannot completely. We cannot. Another thing, the president himself is also not fair. We have other histories about him ambazo he needs to bring them very clear. We have Western Hotel ambayo tulijua vizuri kabisa iko on public land. He has not talked about that. We have the Dambibi land and imekuwa na issues mpaka wananchi wakaenda kudemonstrate mpaka tukapata pale hivyo. We saw actually police officers guarding that place. If you bought something legitimately, ni yako. Police wanagadi nini hapo? You understand? So we also want these things to be cleared. Apart from being Zakayo, is he also a land grabber? We want to know that. We want to ensure that at least tumekuwa na genuine leaders ambao in power. So we want William Ruto to express his own genuine things, like by trying to achieve what we are saying. And then one thing I want to say is that William Ruto hasn't given the best approach to this kind of a thing. Because when Gen Zs go to the streets to protest, you don't give them a year with the MPs. You allow them to be killed. After killing them, you call church leaders to come to State House. Are the church leaders the people having our grievances? Are they the problem? Are they the ones protesting? And then you expect us, we go with the decisions of the church leaders. That we cannot completely accept. You get? You cannot call church leaders to talk on behalf of the youths. These church leaders are the same people who installed him in power. When Ichebukati and Azimio had issues in Bomas, the person who presided over a chaotic acceptance of results ni Ole Sapit. Ole Sapit could have shown his wisdom aseme now, wait first. I can see Azimio is not satisfied. Ruto is satisfied. And there are a few complaints here and there. Because there was one more day, he could have taken that time to harmonize the situation, results to be verified, and at least waendelee kuannounce results. But instead, aliassume hakuna shida, wakapeana results, wakapronounce Ruto kama president, and as that left most people unsatisfied. Therefore, this is what we are saying. The church leaders must keep off the Gen Z staffs because they're the problem that you have right now in the country. They did not, whenever these leaders come for election and Harambes, wana shout on top of their rooftops wakisema this guy is good, ametuletea hivi, ametufanyia hivi. But when Kenyans, their congregants are crying, you get, when their congregants are crying, they keep off. Hawaongelei ati watu wote wanalia hivi hivi. And we have those leaders like for particularly jamaa wa Deliverance, the head of Deliverance. Yeye ndiye ameombea Ruto kadhaa. Wakati tulikuwa na ile story ya Valentines. Yeye ndiye alichukua Ruto pale hivyo Nyayo Stadium kwenda kumuombea. Anaombea njaa na taxation ndio chini, mwenye amepandisha tax yako nyuma yake, ambao ni president, madam mwambie rais punguza hizi vitu na hizi, unaona? So therefore these are the church leaders who are supposed to be accountable right now. Tunafaa tuwatembelee, tuanguke na wao. They need, lazima tuanguke na wao say, because you are doing with the executive right now, you are moving step by step. Hatuna haraka. Step by step, but once we leave that place tuna fix. Ruto alijamalizana naye to be honest. Yes. So saying ya tutamalizana naye, does it mean you are confirming on Tuesday we have maandamano? On Tuesday we are coming out so long as those guys that are arrested have not been released, first of all. Secondly, if those policemen that really presided over the killings and also rogue operations within the CBD of Nairobi and other parts of Kenya, if they have not been arrested, still there's a reason for us to get to the streets. So therefore, generally on Tuesday, sisi wabaya ni serikali imetutuma. Our sponsor William Ruto has just told us we have to get to the streets. As simple as that. Yeah. Today tukiwa pale game huko Kisi High, wakati Alala ili score, walianza kuchant Ruto must go. Does it mean even the kids are so tired of Ruto, or what do you think? It's going to be very dangerous in 2027, leave alone even now. I'm telling you right now as we speak. Matiang'i's rules iliweka kwamba mtoto mwenye anaingia high school akona 16 years old. Remember that law ikipita. Yeah. So when aliingia form 1 alikuwa 16 years old. Huyo mtu akimaliza form 4 atakuwa old 18 years. So in 2027 tutakuwa na groups ngapi za kudeal nazo? 3. Alpha, Gen Zs and Millennials. Alpha, Gen Zs wako 18 million. Millennials 12 point something million. Hao Alpha hata sitaki kusema. They're almost 20 plus wanakuja. So imagine the people going to vote coming 2027. So therefore hiyo group ina feel, because nakwambia hao watoto wa Alpha wako high school sahi, wakitumwa home school fees wanaambiwa hii serikali imekuwa ngumu. They understand the bad governance imewafanyia shuleni. So get. So we want to talk clearly and tell this government that sahi bado going forward, sahi bado, because we are going to have huge numbers in the streets. Itafikia mahali wanafunzi wanakataa tukae shuleni. We are joining the rest of us in the streets. Itafika mahali university students wakae ndani ya class. We are joining the rest of us in the streets. Itafika mahali wazao wanasema hapana, imezidi. We are coming out to the streets. to fix this country, because our leaders, whenever they're given a chance, wako pale nje wanatemea mandege ya 200 million, wanatembea huku na kule. Their wives are having offices and we're having kids all over there telling us they have been fighting for the youths all over the country. We cannot take this. We cannot. And now I'm telling this government that one thing they have to do in wholesomely is to ensure that they listen to what the GZs and millennials are saying 100%. Hakuna kitu wanapaswa kutoa, because it's not all about them. It's all about everybody else. Because you can't tell us, tighten the belts, as you spend money anyhow as you feel. You know? So we want this government to be accountable. For instance, there have been the issue of the members of parliament that we have right now. As soon as IBC is constituted, we are starting the recalling of these MPs. As Eric Omondi said, we are going to have their songs, billboards, showing the list of all those MPs that voted against the wish of the people elected them. That's the first thing. The recalling of these MPs will begin, and we'll have all of them going home. That one is actually, it's something, me MP wangu luckily I'll vote yes, I'll vote no. So those who, I'll support those wenye atakuwa collect signatures, ndashika hizo, ndakisha nimepeleka hiyo karatasi kwa nyanye, assign, you know? Because, you know, I feel bad, you know? One of the things that I was asking myself, nini nafanya MPs wana behave hivi? It's because CDF iliongezwa 50 million. Now they are going to get each one of them 50 million. Hii CDF yote itakuwa scrapped off. Nanielewa? Because MPs wamebehave to an extent like hiyo pesa yao ndio inashikilia maisha ya wananchi wa kawaida. Ukiangalia hizo bursaries hazipeanwi evenly. There are people are given, friends and other people are given more money, something of that sort. Unapata wengine wapati pesa. Second of all, hii pesa inaenda kwa mashule kama school fees, ndio? Let the money go direct to the school fees of the children. Acha shule ipelekwe kwa pesa zipelekwe kwa Ministry of Health. Later on ifike mpaka kwa mashule. Equitably, every school ipate pesa. You get? Hiyo hata ndio itasaidia this one man one vote 1 shilling itakuwa easier. Because right now hiyo inaleta shida.
Every kukate kidogo. Mrefu alisemanga aje ataka urudie vile alisema.
No, mrefu I don't want to laumu, but acha nikwambie, you know, mrefu one guy from Kisi, watu wana believe because he is very real. You get? He's my friend actually.
Alisema aje, sema.
One vote, 1 shilling, 1 mavi. I know. I know he said that. I know, so, but generally, he had a point. You cannot bring a problem to solve a problem. He was telling Ashawa the real thing. You cannot bring a stupid thing to solve a stupid thing. Now, in real sense, we are saying about CDF to help everyone else. Hiyo pesa itolewe kwa MPs. Waache kuwa middlemen. What do the MPs do? Building schools, making some roads, and paying school fees. And kubai mabuses. Tuhakikishe kwamba hizo pesa zimeenda direct kwa Ministry of Health. I mean, of Education. Pesa zinaenda kama school fees. Ziende kwa Ministry of Education. Kwa hiyo pesa, kwa kile mwanafunzi kama kuna subsidization apate. First of all, kwa public schools zote tupate hizo pesa zimeingia. Second of all, hiyo pesa ikikam, hakuna haja ipitie kwa middlemen yene kujenza barabara. We have institutions in this country that can build roads all over the country. Let those institutions like Kura and Kera to be given that money, wajenge hizo mabarabara. School buses, let all schools in Kenya be equipped with facilities. Kama ni school bus shule inahitaji, wapate. Kama ni lab inahitajika, wapate. You know, we can't have a scenario where mtu ako na 150 million ako na shule kama 10. Anajengea na kununua mabasi. Hizo shule zitawekwa tiles kila mahali. Kila mtu anaweza kula lunch kwa hiyo shule. We want a scenario where hata mtu ako na 150 schools pia yeye ana benefit equally. So we want this money to be gotten out of the hands of middlemen, the MPs, the pigs of this country. Hiyo pesa iende direct kwa mashule, iende direct kwa construction of roads, iende direct kusaidia watu wenye wanateseka right now. I heard Salasi akiongea, oh, we are getting 1.5 million. Hii 1.5 million ikikatwa mshahara, nyingine nenda tunaita michango. Nani aliwatuma michango? We told these guys to go and make laws and oversight the national government. Wameacha kazi yao, wamekuja kupeana michango. Wanatulaumu sisi. You know, this is the leadership you are saying no to. Pesa ya MPs inapaswa kuwa 200,000. Their work is to go and sit there and give what? The oversight the government and make laws. Issue ya sitting allowance. Imagine mtu anapewa sitting allowance, anapewa house allowance, na hakuna car grants, hakuna mortgage wanachukua kubwa vibaya sana. And then you find this person bado analipa mshahara. You know, you ask yourself, kama unaenda parliament kusit ku make laws, unapewa sitting allowance, then mbona unalipa mshahara? It should be like then endo kaya hakuna mshahara ulipo allowance peke yake ya kuketi. You have these guys never go to parliament to even speak even one day, like even Sudi now. And Arama here anatupigia yes. Arama anaenda kupiga yes, anafurahia kutuambia anapiga yes. Such people wenye hawajaongea parliament wanapewa sitting allowance yani.
Sasa hivi wameanza kututishia eti tusiende kwao kuomba msaada.
Hatutaki msaada yao. That's what we are getting, that let's get the power from these people. Tutoe hizo pesa kwao, ndio pia wakae wakikaa na hizo mishahara yao yenye iko.
Now, talking of leaders, Moko, I've seen so many people online suggesting like this nominated MCAs, women rep to be scrubbed. What's your take?
These are people who are taking public funds for no reason. We've made parties to be a business in this country. Imagine a political party na elect watu wanaingia parliament. Every member of that party ana subscribe pesa. Alafu government inapea political parties pesa. Every financial year they have budget for them. Manielewa? At UDM, because of the number of MPs, wako na pesa yao fulani, some millions of money wanapewa. Ukienda kwa Jubilee iko nayo. Ukienda kwa UDA iko nayo. All other parties they are receiving money in this country. What for? To be honest, if you form a political party, is it our problem? It is your problem, the party. You drive yourself. That money should be scrapped off. Coming to the nominations, look at how Karen Nyamu is spitting rubbish. Spitting rubbish as a woman. We are fighting as men, sisi wanaume. Tuko streets tunafightia wanawake, parties zipandishwe prices. Yeye ako pale anasema no, hizo vitu haziwahusu. You get how stupid that lady is? So we are talking about her. Yeye wacha akae kando. We don't want any nominated person in parliament. Anaenda kutumikia kufanya nini? There's no balance that we are getting here. Only elected members to be in parliament. Even the issue to do women rep, it is not helping. Show me one woman in this country anaweza kuambia tangu tupate women rep, we have had these achievements of this kind. Nothing. Let women get to the ground. They have the same powers, they have the same ability, they have the same brains, the same education to compete with men and even thrash them like hell. They have that ability. But they are collector or kuwapea seat, wanaenda pale to make themselves rich. Look at the one women rep Nyamira County Matagora. There is nothing completely analeta on the table. No.
Violence.
There is nothing completely analeta on the table. You cannot be there as a woman. Tunawafaitia sisi kama wanaume tunasema kwamba no. These are our ladies, they need support. Not then you as a woman, you are on the front line. Kukata juu umelipwa pesa 2 million. It is shameless to do that. It is foolish of our leaders to do that. And they know these people, you'll never see them now. After finance bill 2023 lipita, these people voted yes to Wanyamanzi. Wakati Wakenya walikuwa wanalia, they never said anything. So long as wao wameshiba wamenona. You get? This is the foolishness we are talking about. We want even the women rep seat to be scrapped off. You know, let me tell you one simple thing. Right now as we stand, that women rep seat, mwanamke akisimama na mwanaume kucompete for the women rep seat, mwanamke atashindwa vibaya sana. Particularly in Ntogora. Ntogora akiambiwa saizi compete with the man on that women rep seat, atapigwa nje vibaya sana because women feel not represented by these women who are elected. You get? They don't feel the impact like, hawa mama tangu waende, chama zetu zimegrow. Hata women tangu waende, tumeletewa maji nyumbani. Because what are the problems that our women are experiencing, particularly in Kisii? The issue of water. Right now, women, amezaa watoto kama 6. Anaenda Roche kuchukua maji, kuchota kupeleka kwa nyumba. Like after 60 years, Kenya, the governors cannot bring water at home in taps. You get? And our women are there, and they know that's a big problem. I get what you're talking about here. Our women, there's nothing they're presenting because the challenges women face at home, they are not talking about them even in parliament. Some of them, they never talk. They only wake up in the morning with their brains and say yes. You understand? To the finance bill. Inapandisha maisha ya mwanamke wa kawaida. That is the foolishness we want to kill from this leadership. Completely. Hiyo ndio tunadai kutoa.